Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I want to talk about a couple things here. First of all, I talked in another report about how the ice has got to form again. There's areas where I see people fishing all the time. And let's discuss some of those areas, because there are areas in our area where once the ice does become what I would consider safe for all of you, then these are areas you might want to try to go fishing because they might be good for you. Number one, every time I drive by Brandy Brook, I see people fishing out there. Even now with the punky ice, and hopefully that's going to get a bit stronger. But every day I see people out there, and they're in the same spots out there. I mean, they've set up either their little sled or their little... I haven't really seen huts out there yet, but I've seen people out there fishing, and they're fishing for a reason, because wherever you have two rivers kind of joining together or meeting, for example, in Ogdensburg, where the Oswegatchie River flows into the St. Lawrence, that area, number one, keep in mind that whenever two rivers meet, that the ice conditions can be the most dangerous of all because they're constantly changing. That can be a dangerous place to fish, but it's also a place where these fish are gathering. And in that area, it's almost like a nursery for tons of walleyes. Same thing in Brandy Brook. The number of, and most of the walleyes there that you're going to catch are pretty small. But the number of walleyes that are constantly in that water is pretty amazing. And that's why people gravitate to that area. The Grass River, where the Grass River flows into the St. Lawrence, on the Mohawk side of Massena. It's still some of the water is in Mohawk land, some of the water isn't. But in the Grass River, those walleyes move into that water. They're moving up there to spawn in the spring, but they're moving in. There's always walleyes in that water, and it's one of the most popular places to ice fish. So if you've never gone to the Grass River, I'm not talking upstream of Massena. I'm talking about downstream before it flows into the St. Lawrence. This area has got numbers of walleyes. There's other fish there as well, and it's one of the most popular areas in our region to ice fish. Near Coles Creek, where the water goes under the road and goes into Full Bears Lake, but that water, it just out from the Coles Creek Marina, before it empties back out into the major flow of the St. Lawrence River, there's a lot of fish that come into that area. There's a place just before where Route 37 crosses that walleyes tend to hang, and there's a lot of good perch fishing in that area too. So you're always going to see people ice fishing there. Over the last few days, that ice hasn't really formed there, so there hasn't been anybody yet, but it won't be long. So these are some of the choice places. We talk of other places like Wheat House Bay and White House Bay in Waddington, Wheat House Bay in Ogdensburg. Those are areas that are very, very popular for ice fishermen. Number one, you have a lessening of the current areas, so the ice can be safer. Now, there's been times when ice has broken off from there and people have had to be rescued that once the ice starts floating down the St. Lawrence. But these areas are very popular. They tend to be a bit safer because there's less current flowing through there. And boy, I'll tell you what, we have so many choice spots. I haven't even brought up Black Lake. We have so many choice spots that hopefully this year you can get in on the action, enjoy ice fishing in our area. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.